Because see, you love me enough to have sex with me unprotected. See, you love me enough to bring a child into this world. See, you love me enough, but I still don't know where I stand in your life because you have not committed to me. See, I'm not even doing my makeup because this is heavy.
It's okay.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another Girl Talk. Get ready with me. Can I just say how fast December is going by? Literally, it came, it went, and before you know it, 2019 is going to be knocking at your door. And so my question to you is, are you actually ready for 2019? So I did want to say, because I want to start incorporating like journal prompts. I want you guys to either write in your journal, your diary, or just a regular notebook some things that you want to really start to gain clarity on what you want out of January 2019 for that entire month, so we can start moving and getting in the mindset so we're not waiting till January 1st to get ready, because you got to stay ready. But you guys can tell by the title of this video, beloved, we got a lot to talk about today. This topic is actually due to a comment that someone left on my previous video, and I'm going to have all the Girl Talk Get Ready With Me videos listed in the description box along with a playlist, because we're about to get into this. But we're going to be talking about when your boyfriend just doesn't want to marry you at that point in time, or just in general. Because we got to get past the proposal part, you know, the engagement period. We want to actually get married and get that name change or whatever. So I'm going to post her comment into this video screen, and I want you guys to pause it and look at it, because I'm going to be referencing it a lot, and I want you guys to make sure you get all the tea so you know where I'm coming from. So my young queen, you know, the fact that she really trusts my advice, that's really important to me, because I don't want to give any kind of negative kind of perspective. I really just want her to open her mind, and I want you guys in the comment section to really help me to allow her to see the full scope of her situation and how she has to be very careful. We have to be careful, and we have to recognize our power as women. So basically, her and her man have been together for 2 years, but they've been friends for, 4 years. She's 21 and he's 23. Now, I just got to start right there. You're 21 and you want marriage. You know that you want to be married, but what else do you want out of life? Okay? I need you to tell me what else it is that you want out of life. And I feel like for you, that'll be a good journal prompt. I want you to tell me what it is you're going to be chasing in this lifetime beyond the title of a mother and a wife. I want to know more. He's 23. The reason why he does not want to get married, and he told her, is because I will marry you, baby. I just want to get everything together first. How many of us are actually listening to men when they tell us exactly where they stand? Are we trying to recreate, a different response than what they gave us? Is it that maybe we're being a little bit selfish and we're not hearing them speak and deliver this truth? We would rather recreate it, or kind of take their words and chop them into something that is entirely different from what they meant. When a man says that he is not ready, and he can recognize that he is not ready, rather than dragging you through the dirt of him being unprepared, not ready, not stable, if he can actually find the words to tell you, listen. Now, another thing, I mentioned that she also is, a mother. You're 21 and you are now a mother. You too welcomed your first child. So when did you begin the discussion of marriage? At what point did you let this person know, I want to be your wife? Was it before you had the child or after? Because I'm just going to be blunt here, you were out of order. Having children does not expedite the process of getting married. It actually complicates things. Children themselves are blessings, but when you bring children into a situation that is not built or founded upon a strong foundation, it's going to further complicate a situation. And she mentioned that she has been hinting and straight up saying, that she wants to get married. And now let me tell you something. A lot of you guys may be surprised about this, but I do not agree with nagging your man. And I don't agree with a man nagging their woman. I don't agree with anyone weighing in and nagging down their partner. I think that is so unfair. You are overwhelming them and overloading them with your emotions, and you are expecting a certain response. And to me, that is unfair. At what point in your relationship, since you all have been together for 2 years, when did you discuss your goals? And where did marriage come into play within, that conversation? I want you to really think about that. And for my ladies who, are in a relationship and still trying to fill things out, you want to be married, but you don't want to push the topic onto your partner. There are ways to kind of vet a person to see where they stand so that you don't seem like you're trying to overcommit or push this idea of commitment onto them. Word choice is key. If you don't have the words, pray that you find the words, or write down how you feel, step away, come back, gather your words so that you can talk to your partner versus talking at your partner. I've seen a lot I was raised around parents who talked at each other, and that is unproductive, and that is counterproductive. And I unfortunately picked up on some of those habits. So beloved, before you do more harm than good, I need you to find your words, find your voice. And the same way that you're chasing marriage, I need you to chase some goals. Did you finish school, beloved? Do you have the bag? Are you guys living together? Who's paying the bills? Are you guys well taken care of? Are you living well within your means? Are you yearning to increase that revenue, that yearly income, that earning? I'm going to be hard on you, beloved, because Black women, we don't have the opportunity to be mediocre, because then we start depriving ourselves. And then you not only deprive yourselves, anything that you bring into this world, be it a child, they will face those same, circumstances, adversities. So we have to be careful about how we move, because how we move impacts the lives of our children. So I want to make sure you're getting to the bag. I want to make sure, are you pursuing any type of education, any trade, any corporate? You know what I'm saying? Give me more. I need you. And if you come into these comments, beloved, I will welcome you. You can DM me. Don't email me, DM me, okay? And let me know what your plan is. And then, do you have a contingency plan? What if this marriage doesn't work out? What if he is in a space where he needs more time? Have you decided what amount of time is appropriate for this relationship? Because it's going to vary person to person. You started out relatively young, so I think that your timeline could be very different from someone who was, say, 35. So we're going to keep it into perspective. But I do want you to understand that a man knows what he wants, just like a woman knows what she wants. You see how you know that you want to be his wife? That man knows if you want to be your husband. And so I'm not trying to speak for him, but sometimes, and you mentioned something that really hit home for me. You said that's my friend. We're friends, as well as, we're in a relationship and we're partners. And I sometimes think that when we're in a relationship and we perceive our partner as our friend, we sometimes view them as a person who can't hurt us, who can't disappoint us. But the truth is, sometimes being too involved emotionally with that idea that this is my best friend and I know he's going to operate in my best interest, it can sometimes move you further away from the true reality. I need you to slow down on hinting. I need you to find out what in this lifetime is he after that would make him more ready, more prepared to marry you. Is it finances? What is he doing to, better his finances? What is the job looking like? Is he interviewing? Is he building that resume? Do you all live together? Because that's another thing, and I'm not going to let up on that. If you all are living in separate spaces, no. So I hope you guys are living within the same space so that you two can be building a strong foundation for the child. And then you said to me in this comment, you said also, my father was a deadbeat. Don't let your past childhood traumas have, such an impact on your reality that you begin to operate kind of drastically and impulsively, and you're not making these decisions. What about therapy and counseling? Have you thought about therapy and counseling to move through those feelings that you have for your father? so that you don't begin to look at this man as anything other than a partner and a husband and a father to your child. Do not assign him more responsibilities than he signed up for. This man is not here to reverse the damages that your father may have done. He is not here to help you move through all of your traumas, because unless he's a psychologist, psychiatrist, he does not have the tools. Beloved, I need you to really look further into yourself and go into that stage of repairing yourself so that you can address those things. But then you know what? You can start to gain clarity on your situation and find comfort in the fact that things may not go the way that you planned. I think it would be very unfair of me to not get you into a mind space where you can accept that things may go this way, where you get married or you guys may be separated. And then you said, I don't want to be one of those women who 10 to 15 years and 2 to 3 kids down the line, you just end up like a baby mama. Now, this should have been the first thing. And to every queen, I don't care how young, how old, how mature, how whatever, if you have children, you have youth, you have daughters, women need to realize their power within a relationship. And you have a lot more control than sometimes you may even give yourself. Why would you even allow there to be a chance that you would bring another child into this world if you do not have that commitment from your partner? Because see, you love me enough to have sex with me unprotected. See, you love me enough to bring a child into this world. See, you love me enough, but I still don't know where I stand in your life because you have not committed to me. See, I'm not even doing my makeup because this is heavy. This is heavy. Having more children would act as a disservice to you emotionally, financially, because the more prepared he feels he is, you add another child, it complicates things. It applies pressure. The way in which women view motherhood can be different than how men view fatherhood. And what is his perspective on bringing children into this world? And see, you have to be really careful with how you go about building your relationship. How are you going about building this relationship? What commitments are in place? Because if you create a space that's too comfortable for a man, because men are nothing more than creatures of habit, beloved, I want to tell you, they are nothing but creatures of habit. And if you provide them with a pattern, with things to look for, with an expectation where they know that you are going to do certain things, though you voiced otherwise, they know that you could potentially go back on your word. And if you not standing firm in who you are is going to be an issue for you, and you don't know if you can give that strength, you don't know if you'll be able to walk away, you might be a baby mother longer, a girlfriend longer than you care to. So start setting up your contingency plan. If I am not married to you by this, and say that to yourself. I don't believe in giving partners ultimatums. I think that that is very unfair. You need to develop a timeline in your mind that you think is appropriate. Keep in mind that you invited a child into this relationship, which is going to change the dynamic and the circumstances. So I need you to be a little bit more understanding, because if he thought he wasn't prepared earlier, damn, he might feel like I need even more time. So I need you to be realistic about what time you are willing to commit and how much of a role as a girlfriend are you going to fulfill. And to be honest with you, the more comfortable that you make your relationship and that space, the harder it is going to be for him to walk away. The more comfortable he is, the more comfortable you are. Though you may be seething under the surface, you may be very resentful, you may even be a little bit bitter and you don't even know it. I need you to not get too comfortable and understand your boundaries, your limitations, and be willing to step. Men don't learn unless they know what they have to lose, or if men learn by loss. To a woman who says you better marry me, and you still sitting there, you blowing hot air. And don't blow hot air, please. I don't believe in nagging. I don't believe that you should be doing anything more than you hinted at it. You said you straight up said it. Now be quiet. We're not convincing. You can't convince a man to marry you. I don't believe that. Because if he doesn't see it, honey, it is not so. To him, it is not so. To him, it is not so. Why do you have to convince a man? You be your purest, truest, most genuine self. And if that is not enough, beloved, we don't convince people to marry us. We show them who we are. And if that is not valuable enough to them, for them to see commitment, for them to see a future, that's wasting time. Because then what you gonna perform? You're gonna perform. You're gonna put on these shows. You're gonna perform all these duties. You're gonna make him comfortable. You're gonna show him all of the things that you can do, and you still don't have a ring. Don't perform for free. And I hope y'all heard me on that one. Barely got my makeup done. And you're 21. You're 21. And I want us as Black women to really begin to be careful about the lives that we bring into this world, especially if we cannot afford them to live a life in which they thrive. We're not birthing children so that they can just survive, so that they can get by. Why are we producing children just so they can lead a mediocre life? We want our children to be better than us, to have more than what we had. If you cannot provide that, close your legs. Close your legs. Okay, if you want to have unprotected sex, then what other steps are you taking to prevent birth control? There are other preventative measures. Know your options, know your body, know your boundaries and your limitations. Because if you discussed marriage before having a child and it didn't happen, so y'all know I really be speaking to my queens, because I can't talk to Black women as if they are Caucasian, because we don't have the same priorities, the same access, the same resources. So I think it's really important for you to invest in yourself and your child and get clear on what you will not accept. And don't tell a person what you're not going to do. Don't get into a space where you tell him, you know what, if you don't propose to me by then I'm doing this. Keep that to yourself. Don't internalize it. Keep that to yourself. Move through those emotions and be prepared to walk if things don't go the way that you expected. You knew before you had that child, when you were having unprotected sex, you knew what that man was capable of at that point. You knew, okay, I can still continue on in this relationship because, okay, you made a choice. You accepted where he is in that relationship and you're going with it. But then you introduce a child, you complicate elements. Children are far more expensive than an engagement ring, depending on how you balling. But I'm saying, if he can buy you a couple of carrots, if he has the funds, I mean, I don't understand the reason why he's hesitant. But again, he is 23, and you have to be very real. You have to be, don't be selfish. Understand that you still have power in this situation, and you can get whatever it is you want out of this relationship, even if it means setting yourself free. Okay? You can get whatever you want out of a relationship, but sometimes the best thing that you can get when it comes to a certain relationship is freedom, because you get your peace of mind, you gain your clarity. Because sometimes it's not until you step away that you realize how much of a bullet you were dodging. But I'm going to tell you this, if you don't want to be a baby mama 10 to 15 years down the line with 2 to 3 kids, know your options. Visit your gynecologist, visit your doctor, primary care physician, have those conversations, know your options, continue to do research online, lock that down until you have your ring. And I'm not talking about the engagement ring. We need to finalize things. We need those papers to clear. We need those name changes if need be. We need all of that stuff, because we're not stopping at an engagement ring. Okay? And then you got to ask yourself, okay, if he proposes to you, how long y'all gonna be engaged? How long you gonna be? It's a lot of long engagements out there. And do you want, because see, you move past one hurdle and then another one presents itself. Another one presents itself. And sometimes and I'm gonna be real with you, don't give your partner, your man, the opportunity to drag their feet. If you know what you want and you know what you bring to the table, if he, she, whomever cannot meet you there, if they cannot fulfill your requirements, your standards, because we're moving beyond expectations, if they can't do that, you need to be prepared to walk. Know your value as a woman. Know your power. Know your options. Know what you will and will not tolerate. I want you to want just as much for yourself as you do this marriage. And I want you to be writing me, telling me, well, you know what, Auntie? I'm in college, I have a job, I'm doing well for myself, I'm doing this, that, and the third. I need your timeline just as much as I need his. You realize that you had a child, but you weren't married, so now you want to rush the process, and you want to rush him in the process like that's fair. But you two both knew who each other was, what they were capable of, and what they were willing to do before you had that child, but you went ahead and did it. So now you get to rush him? No, we have to look at everyone in this situation. Okay, so as I bring this whole thing together, my last few statements and questions to you would be, how long are you willing to give? Do you believe that it takes a man 4 to 6 years to realize that, you are the person that they want to marry? How much preparation should a person be allowed in respect to a relationship, that's in which you deem to be moving towards marriage? How much space are you willing to give? And to be quite honest with you, this is something I also wanted to tap on. Do you believe you are strong enough to walk away because this relationship may not be going the way that you envisioned? At the end of your letter, you made the statement, do you think that as a woman who obviously knows what she wants and as the mother of his child, that I have every right to press on that note of marriage, the note of marriage, just to be clear? If you think that by nagging him and pressing him about the issue of marriage is going to bring it any closer, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to stress yourself out. You might even become bitter. Say what you mean in 2019. Don't give him an ultimatum. I don't think that's fair. But if you know in your mind when you're willing to walk, whether he knows it or not, men learn by loss. And I'm not telling you to walk away from your relationship. Be patient. Be patient. Be kind in your approach. I don't believe that being nasty is productive. But if you make a man too comfortable, if he believes that you will not leave, honey, you've made him comfortable. So I need you to look at everything that you have done thus far and figure out where you might have made him feel very, very comfortable, like you're not going anywhere. When a man don't think you're gonna go anywhere, oh, you gonna get to play. Oh, I'm not ready. I need a little bit of time. Why we got to rush? I don't see no rush. We just doing this thing together. We already live together. We got all this stuff. We don't need to do that. Like, we don't got to rush it, baby. I'm going to be here. If that's what you want, say what you mean in 2019 and make sure that you are being strong in your woman. Finances in order, education in order, figuring out how you can help your baby that you just brought into this world thrive, not just survive. I don't need your fixation to be solely on that man. I want you to get you together. Because I feel like in the process of getting you together, that will bring all the clarity that you need to the situation. Because sometimes when you don't have anything else to fixate on, when you've realized that you may have acted prematurely, rather irresponsibly, and now you're trying to kind of rush the process because you want to kind of keep up appearances. Oh yeah, my man want to marry me. He definitely wants to marry me. No. I think the more that you get together, you will have all of the clarity you need. Because if you're fixating on what he has going on and what he's not doing, then that takes away from how you can be focusing on yourself and bettering yourself. Because in the process, you might find, honey, I can do better. And it does happen like that sometimes. So beloved, I wish you the best. Please comment in the comment section below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. And if you do want to reach out to me, you can always direct message me. I feel like that's the fastest, better way to contact me. And I'll have a journal prompt listed below. I want you guys to subscribe. Share this with your friends. Don't keep me a secret. Auntie, she coming out, okay? She's about to break out. Auntie is about to break out with this word and a beat. This is the new segment of Girl Talk. Get ready with me. And give me a thumbs up if you're feeling the content. And share this with your friends. You might be saving somebody's life.
Yo, Sarah, we've been together a long time, you know what I'm saying? And I love you. And I want you to marry me.
Sure, I want to marry you, but I don't think that you're ready. Baby, listen to me. You're friends.
Listen,